Good afternoon once again. I'm back at my YouTube channel. This is Attorney Ramon de las Alas, your regular host at NBA Trivia and NBA Sports Cards et al. Well, that is also the name of my Facebook page where you can follow me. And this is my YouTube channel. Well, if you have a YouTube account, just click the like and subscribe button. For today's episode, we will be talking about another former ABA All-Star. Yes, and I'm broadcasting, by the way, from Quezon City, Metro Manila, Philippines, somewhere in Southeast Asia. Aside from this former ABA All-Star, I will also talk about a former NBA Hall of Famer. Yes. Well, let's talk about Austin Red Robbins. This is the rookie card of Austin Red Robbins in the standard size basketball cards. Prior to this, the card companies released the Tall Boy, which is not the standard size nowadays. We do not follow. I do not collect the 1948 release, which are called the Short Boys, and the 1969-70 cards, which are the tall boys. Well, actually, 69, 70, and 70 and 71, they were the tall boys. This is the rookie card of Austin Red Robbins. He was a former ABA All-Star. Well, we've got, a focus shot of the card of Red Robbins. This is the dorsal portion of the card of Austin Red Robbins. Hopefully, like it. He has no refractor card, and this is the only card of mine in my collection of Austin Red Robbins. Well, let's talk about Austin Red Robbins. He was a 6'8" forward center from Tennessee, University of Tennessee. That's where Bernard King came from also. He was born last September 30, 1944 in Leesburg, Florida, U.S. He died last November 18, 2009 at the ripe old age of 65. That's Austin Red Robbins. Well, I can only surmise that he's nicknamed Red because of he being a redhead. He was a three-time ABA All-Star in 1968, 1969, and 1971. He was also a one-time ABA champion in 1971 with the Utah Stars. He also played in the ABA Finals once, losing to the Pittsburgh Pipers during its inaugural season, which was led by Connie Hawkins. He played then for the New Orleans Buccaneers. He also led the ABA in three-point field goal percentage once in 1972. Well, Red Robbins' best year was with the New Orleans Buccaneers in 1969 and 70. He averaged 16.4 points per game, 16.2 rebounds per game, 2.2 assists per game, 48.1% from the field, while shooting 77.9% from the free throw line. During those times, steals and blocks were not yet statistically recorded by the NBA or nor the ABA. That's Red Robbins. Well, let's talk about Red Robbins more. More about Red Robbins. Well, he weighed around 190 pounds during his playing career. He was fairly thin. And he was the 59th overall pick of the Philadelphia 76ers in the sixth round of the 1966 NBA draft. Red Robbins, a one-time ABA champion and three-time ABA All-Star. Not much is known about him, but well, his nickname stuck. Yes, his red hair and fiery personality, grabbing over 6,000 rebounds in his career. He led the NBA with a 40.8% mark in three-point percentage. Yes, that's Red Robbins. Well, those are all the significant facts about Red Robbins. Unfortunately, died several years ago from cancer. Yes. And as mentioned, as previously mentioned, this is the only card I have of Red Robbins in my collection, and I do not plan to obtain any other card of him except for another copy as long as there are no refractor cards that will be released. Yes, I'm hoping that Topps finally release an all-star lineup of all the NBA players and all the NBA Hall of Famers as well as the ABA All-Stars or Hall of Famers. Hopefully, in the very near future, because Topps both Fanatics and Fanatics will be the official NBA card starting next season. The Hall of Famers, all the NBA All Stars. Yes. Well, let us talk about another forgotten NBA Hall of Famer. His name is William Red Holzman. He was born last August 10, 1920 in New York City, US. And he died last November 30, 1998 at the ripe old age of 78. He stood at 5'10" and weighed 5 feet 10 inches and weighing 175 pounds during his playing career. Well, he matriculated at CCNY, played mostly at point guard, and played for the Rochester Royals before transferring to the Milwaukee Hawks during his last season, the forerunner of the Atlanta Hawks. Well, as an NBA player, William Red Holzman won an NBA championship with the Rochester Royals in 1951 and was an NBL champion in 1946. That was the forerunner of the NBA before it merged with the ABL, American Basketball League. He was a two-time All-NBL first team in 1946 and 1948 and was an All-NBL second team in 1947. He was the NBL Rookie of the Year in 1946. As a coach, he was a two-time NBA champion, leading the New York Knicks to the NBA championship in 1970 and 1973, winning the diadems in those years. He was also the NBA Coach of the Year in 1970, as well as a two-time NBA All-Star Game head coach in 1970 and 1971. Well, to become an All-Star Game head coach, you must, as of the All-Star break, you must be leading your team or the cutoff to the most wins in each conference. He was also voted as one of the top 10 coaches in NBA history in 1996, the year he was inducted, I think, as a Basketball Hall of Fame Well, he was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 1986, or 10 years prior to the announcement of the 10 greatest coaches of NBA history. And last 2021, he was also voted as one of the top 15 greatest coaches in NBA history. His number 613, it was retired. Those were the wins that he made as a coach for the New York Knicks. Thus, 613 was honored by the New York Knicks and retired that number in 1990 in honor of Red Holzman for winning 613 games during the regular season for the New York Knicks. He uh, he played. He was a player coach of the Milwaukee Hawks, and eventually retiring the eventually retiring as player therein, and continued as the team's head coach. Well, he was an although his statistics nowadays are hardly well, you can hardly say that it is great, or his statistics are for bench warmers nowadays. His best season during the time they won the NBA championship with the Rochester Royals, Red Holzman only averaged 7.3 points per game, shot 72.6% from the free throw line, shot 32.6% from the field, averaged 2.2 rebounds and 2.2 assists. Measly stats compared to today's NBA game, but that was before the shot clock era in 1954. Yes, there were no shot clocks then, and they stole the game most of the time. That's why it was during those times, early 50s, it was a low. All the games were low scoring ball games. He became famous for being the coach of the New York Knicks during their glory days in the early 70s. Well, William Red Holzman was the son of a Romanian mother and a Russian father. His parents were Jewish immigrants, and that's one of those early Russian and Romanians who ever play in the NBA. Well, if there was an All-Star game during the early days of the NBA, or before he became or before he retired, or during his heydays, well, he would have been the first Russian-born NBA All-Star. Unfortunately, Tom Meschery supplanted him because the All-Star game came much later. That is Red Holzman, William Red Holzman, one of the greats who ever done the Basketball Hall of Fame jersey. NBA championships in 1970 and 1973. And when he retired, he had the second most career victories as head coach, and one of those few to have won an NBA title both as a player and as a coach. Well, his 613 were his wins accumulated during his tenure with the New York Knicks, and he was also inducted into the New York City Basketball Hall of Fame and the International Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. Well, that is William Red Holzman. Again, we come to a close with another episodes with another episode of NBA Trivia and NBA Sports Cards et al. This is Attorney Ramon de las Alas. Goodbye. See you next episode. I'll be back, as Arnold Schwarzenegger said in Terminator 2. May the force be with you. Take good care. See you next episode. More power to you. NBA Trivia and NBA Sports Cards et al. See you next episode.